clean. Go clean for me. All right. All right, let's see. Hold on, let me just get the cupping channel and the Discord going. V1 Fixins. Yes, today we're fixing a bunch of V1s. Well, we're gonna try. We got like an hour, so we'll at least get to see what the issues are. But anyways, let me get this going. Camera on. All right, so I'm trying to get through a bunch of these roasters because I need to get them out of my garage. And I need to have more people roasting on them, okay? So we'll pull this one out. I got like 3 pretty good broken ones that I want to show later, but let's see what's wrong with this one. All right. Nice, another nice return. Kind of. I hate it when they ship it and they leave this. It's the worst. They always leave this. Like on top when they're shipping, it always gets crushed. Like this. Sad. This one's kind of happy. This is okay. But this one is definitely seen better days. That becomes like a big issue. Because people will just leave it right on top when they ship it. It drives me nuts, but you know, it's Amazon returns. All right, let's go check what's going on. At least they put the trier inside. Sometimes they'll leave the trier in here. Oh man, those always get wrecked. All right. Renatoa, hey! All right, so Renatoa is on the YouTube chat. And if you don't know him, guys, like he's the godfather of the Skywalker. I think he's the first one who had one. But he's on the YouTube chat. If you want to ask good roasting questions, ask that guy. He is like, I don't know, he's like the master. He knows his stuff pretty much. So this looks brand new. Let's see what's wrong with it. Okay, starting it off. Drums going. That's moving around. Yeah, right now I have like a few hours before I see my next patient that lives about an hour away from me. That's working, that's blowing. It's flashing 180, that's good. Let's see. fans, everything's working so far. Nothing's turned off. Another thing I always check is getting the power level out of, like, seeing if the bulb turns on and then slowly lowering it down and make sure it flickers. Because sometimes I got in units where they'll go to like 80% and then just go straight to 0 because like the thyristor or something is broken. But if you get down to 20 and it's flickering on and off and the dims, it's a good bulb and thyristor. Usually. So this looks like it's working pretty good. So those are the things I usually check on refurbs or returns. So this is the more updated unit. You can tell because right here, this part right here. The more updated units has the V2 backing now. They just cover up the fan port. They don't want to give you the fan. They just want to give you this little port for it, or this little cutout for it. Which is fine. Just means you could do it yourself. With a 40 millimeter fan, about 7 millimeter thickness, and you would just put it in here, which is actually pretty easy to do. Anyways. Let me get this little thing. There we go. So we'll put a fan on, and I'll put a fan on one of these things in between just to give it some space so it doesn't, what's it called, scrape the back panel. Because sometimes if you tighten it too much, the fan will start to scrape it and then it'll make a weird noise and it's awful. So I'll probably do that later, but this one looks good. Hello, good. Let's check out this other one. Because this is my favorite one I've pulled out so far, other than the one with the burnt drum. So here's a nice little return. First of all, it's all beat up. They did the thing I hate where they left the trier in during shipping, so now it's mangled. I mean, you could just bang that right back up and it should work just fine. But, and the handle, part of the handle is inside of the drum. So they use this pretty well. There's still beans in it, so they must have gave up roasting mid roast. They just said this is not it for me, because they definitely left some drum. They left the beans in there. So free seasoning beans. This looks like a 350 grams at least is in there. And the best part is if you turn it around. I want to say they try to fix it. They are missing 2 screws here. So an attempt was made. So let's go, I guess, kind of find out what they did. I have the same roaster. I can use the high beam app. Fun fact, Will really didn't have any like real intention to get it on the Skywalker, and then I vibe coded out the firmware for it, and then that's how we got most of High Beam on there with my terrible written code. But we have someone who actually knows what they're doing working on it now. Anyways, let's open this up because obviously I can't plug anything in because the board's all the way in here. The girl or guy neglected to put the board back. So anyways, let's pull this out. Oh, I'm gonna bet. Oh, we'll take a real quick peek. I'm gonna go bet that this unit has a broken board because of this. I think I had like 4 units so far that had. This guy didn't clean his roaster at all. This is caked on there. This is bean oil that comes from here. It looks like he attached the what's it called? The duct straight to it, and then that usually causes condensation that starts to leak out, and then you get all this nice oils come down through here. And it usually travels inside, and then it hits the board, and more than likely it'll cause an E1, basically frying your board. Usually it's better if you have like a vent system, like a open, like a air gap between. So usually it's better to have like a little bit of an air gap, maybe like a little hood on top, instead of like directly connecting the pipe in there, because sometimes it will cause, I mean, will cause some condensation to come down and then usually fry that board. That was recommended by, yeah, Renato recommended that, and I agree with him, because I have so far I've roasted with it in my house several times, and I hadn't had this like weird condensation issue where all this bean juices flow down and pretty much wreck the electronics. All right, one key thing when you're pulling out the board is pull this out. That is just the little plastic thing that holds the cord all nice together, and it gives a little protection so it doesn't cut itself on the metal. So let's open this up. Let's see how bad it is. With this one, I'm gonna go ahead and say it's already gonna be a new board. Hopefully the drum's okay. The drum should be okay. Drum motor, that is. But yeah, definitely recommend it if you could have set up some type of hood on top with an air gap, and you'll have less likely a chance of it bleeding coffee juices. Even one on this side. Also recommend cleaning this maybe like once a month, if you can. Like, just clean it. Get some simple green and just wipe it down. Wow. I think he might have had a fire somewhere. He just definitely has like a lot of bean buildup right in here. Oh, right. So this person also lost a few screws and decided to just use his own. Unfortunately, he used threaded screws, which you just need like M4s. So now these holes are probably all messed up. This is going to be a fun project one. So kudos to the guy trying to fix it. Yeah, it's all good. At least you tried. Although I probably would have just returned it to, I probably would have, yeah, returned this earlier. I don't know. Guess he had no real incentive to turn it earlier until it started messing up on him. What the heck? All right, so we take all the crazy amount of screws that they put in to hold this case in. We'll go ahead and unearth whatever god-awful scene we're gonna see in there. I think it's gonna be like a puddle. This guy didn't really clean it. You don't have to take these ones off. Those can stay. Those are usually there just to hold the chaff cage in the back. All right. Oh wait, why did he do that? I got this thing. So I bought this little hand blower thing. It was 11 bucks. This thing's sick. All right. I promise I won't shock myself again. And always have a fire extinguisher close by. I think I have one somewhere. Yeah, I see it. You know what? I don't see any liquid dripping onto the board, so this might actually work. But let's see why this guy returned it. That's working. Let's see if the drum's working. Bulb's working. Fan's working. Kind of. That's a very unhappy fan. Let's find out what's wrong with that fan. So far, it's just the fan. So if we turn it on, it's probably just, well, let's see. I'm gonna turn the bulb down, but I'm gonna turn up the fan all the way up. Very unhappy. I don't know if you can hear that. That's not how it should sound. Yeah, let's turn that off. Okay, so he returned it because the fan was too loud, obviously. So, luckily, we got a brand new fan. So, yeah, we'll replace that real quick. Nope. Let me try a smaller one. So I see why. He didn't want to listen to that fan and the drum motor for hours on end roasting. I want to say this guy's probably doing back-to-back roasting, considering how much buildup he's got going on in here. Did I unplug it? I'm gonna unplug it. I'm gonna be good and unplug it. I don't want to lose these little screws. I should have done pH1. Be gentle and slow. Oh! Turn this off. I'm gonna pull this off. We'll replace the fan, and then we're gonna clean it up too. This is disgusting. But I will steal this. I think the motor's bad, but if anything, I'll just steal the fan. But let's cut out this part. It's unplugged. I'll pull this all the way down. We'll remove this. So yeah, if you ever want to remove the board, always grab the big old chunky heatsink. Just pull it. Don't ever try to pull it by this, because these will, I've heard that they'll come off if you pull them too hard. We'll leave it at that. The board looks pretty well, it's pretty good. Looks well intact and no real issues on it. All right, let me just pull this whole thing. Okay, so we'll pull that out and we'll put this new one in. So these screws, make sure to use pH0 Phillips. At least that's what was labeled on it. Oh shoot. This is a little loose. I might drill. Honestly, I might drill a little M3 hole here and then just use M3 nuts and to hold it in. We'll see how much this rattles. If it rattles too much, then I'm gonna just drill out all these holes and put M3s in it. Because that one's super loose. This one's probably gonna be loose too. Yeah. This one just floating around. I'll pull this one out. Make sure that's centered, otherwise it'll scrape the living crap out of the sides and it'll be annoying. Man, this thing is poorly designed. Oh boy. It's super loose. I'm gonna have to drill out some holes and just use M3s to hold it in. It's fine. So let's pull this out. I'll leave it in there. So I'll pull these out. Because those suck. Maybe I could fit one in now. Let me see. I'm gonna grab a little M3. We'll put it in the slot and see if it fits in. If not, then I'll just drill it. Put a dab of like, not super glue, something to hold it in, hold the threads in. Yeah, that'll work. Let's do smaller. Too big. Cool. So I can solve that. Well, that was easy. All right, so I just replaced it with a M3 M8 or M3 8mm screw. If I find my my black ones, I'll put my button head ones. I'll put those in versus the socket head ones. Those socket head ones are a little bit wider head and probably hold down a little bit better, but you know, whatever. This will work for now. And I'm just doing this by hand. Oh, really? That's it. So if you ever strip these, just buy M3 8mm screws on Amazon, and you'll be good to go. I didn't know I could do that. Can I even go smaller? Maybe like a M6 or 6mm? I'm gonna try 6mm. So here's a 6mm one. That I lost. Don't worry, we'll find it later. It's on the ground floor. We're just gonna leave it there. Got a little, just a little oomph to it to get them in there, but it's not that bad. And these will work a lot better than these Phillips. Looks like over time with all the heat, these get like a little soft and strip pretty easily. So we'll throw that on the ground. We'll use this M3 this M3 6mm in there, and just tighten it as hard as we can, and then we should close this up. It's hard to like position myself while making sure I don't block the camera. There we go. Good. Now you don't have to use those crappy Phillips screws anymore. Those threaded Phillips screws. That work just fine. And if anything else, if you do like overdo it, and you could just put like a lock nut in the back to make sure it really holds in. But right now you don't have to. It's threaded in there pretty well. All right, so this unit is the one without the cutout for the fan. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna have to, because I want to put a fan in it for safety. So we're gonna have to drill a hole in the heat sink to get one of these fans in there. And that fan will just go right here. Sticker side is always the side where it blows on, so we'll put it right here. And start drilling away. I don't want to take it out. All right, so let's line this up a little better. I just took the power cable off. I was getting Final Destination vibes from it. Safety squints on. This one's pretty dull. Ah, there we go. Got it. I just dropped a bunch of shit. You don't necessarily have to put the fan on the heatsink like this. I just like doing it this way. Keeps it clean. You can actually put it on the outside of it, drill some holes. It'll be a lot easier, a lot faster. But I try to keep it clean when I can, if I can. But this is not necessary. There's a lot of people who just put a fan like right here, right where the coffin's at, like right in this area, because that's where the thyristor's at, and they'll just have the they'll just drill that fan in there with like a 2.5 millimeter drill bit, and then just thread it in, and it should be just fine because it's plastic. Of course, I'm a little bit extra. Keeps it clean, I guess. Also, I'm not keeping it. I usually sell it, and I think people appreciate when I could hide it at least. I don't know why I'm listening to this. Whatever, I'll play this. God. All right, one more hole. Safety squints. I'll just drill a deeper hole, and that should be it. Oh, then I gotta do something else. One more thing with it too. But if you have 220 volt, you don't need to do this. I don't think you do. If you think for safety wise, I guess I'll say you need to do it, but I mean, a lot of the 220 folks I've noticed I've never had a thermal runaway issue. They might have like a fuse relay issue or a fuse, thermal fuse or relay issue. I've had a few people still, with the new safety edition, still had their units catch on fire. So you need to reach like what, 230C for that? So I don't trust the fuses here that well. That or they work too good and they just shut off your roast prematurely, and then it's like, what the hell? All right. So now I'm going to hook this fan up to the power supply. So if we look at the power supply, it usually plugs in like this. Where red is on this side, ground is on that side, and it follows the same pattern on this side as well. And with this one, unfortunately, with this fan, I have to swap out the wires and put them in the correct direction. Hopefully I didn't toss my tool. There it is, my handy dandy tool for that. Just a really small Phillips head screwdriver. Because eventually you just want to dent in this part. There's like a little clip that sticks out. You want to press it in flat. And then you should be able to pull forward and then pull out just like that. So this here, little flat part, I'm going to push that in. Make sure it goes underneath the plastic. Push in and pull out like that. And then there's these little tabs that you want to try pulling out with just your hand, with your fingernail. Or if you don't have any fingernails, you could use this too. It'll actually work really well doing that. Okay. And it just brings that little clip back upright, because right now it's flat. So this one is, there's a little clip right here that gets hung up on the JST, and that's what you want to pull out a little bit. You want to do the same thing on this one. This one's completely flat, so I'm going to put that underneath here and gently pick it up, pull or bring it up. You could use your nail too. Don't go too hard, because if you do like go Hulk strength on it, you will break it. Then you'll have to recrimp it. So if that's facing this way, oop. I'm going to put it back in the power supply. And you just click them back in, and they just should have a little click noise to it. I guess that's more of a tactile sensation than an actual auditory. Good. All right. And then we just put it in here like so. And make sure to put this back in. Don't forget your All right. Oh, I always do this. I always need to reference this picture. I'll show you this picture. Hold on. One day I'll memorize it. So we have like a website that I never keep up to date, but I like to keep pictures up there to reference to. And when I reference to wiring, I always reference the same picture. So drum, so okay, power supply, drum, exhaust fan. So I gotta remember drum, exhaust fan. So drum, exhaust fan. Good. I'll put this back in here. Good. Good. All right, let's screw this back in. Oh, but I don't have the screws. Sorry, I'm just putting the wires back in. There we go. I'm just shoving wires in. Move, bitch. There you go. Good. Use this USB to kind of anchor that in. I'm lucky enough that I have these screws available, and I don't know what these threaded screws are called, so I need to find them online somewhere. All right. Gotta change the bit. I don't want to be doing bad habits. Good. All right, that's in. That's plugged in. That works. That looks good. All right. You know, stupid me, I probably should have tested the fan before doing all that, right? All right, works. Sweet. All right. Oh, let's put this plug back in. There we go. Ta-da! Actually, I first should have turned the cooling fan on. Good. Let's drop these beans. We got all the things in here. We got the handle. Got some little bit of piece of paper that was in there. For some reason, we have a really, really burnt bean. Just one on the flat side, like always. There we go. So yeah, last night was a drum issue. This one's a fan issue. So far so good. And I also got some free seasoning beans. I still have some V2s left over that I need to give, or well, one's going on a giveaway. I'll probably selling the other V2 eventually, but we'll wait till later. So I'll probably send these seasoning beans to whoever gets the V2. We're not really seasoning the drum, it's really just heating it up. But people seem to want to season their drum for some reason. So I said, that's fine, just season it, and at least it could kind of go through, you could use cheap beans to go through like what first crack sounds like, what all the steps sound like, and smell like, and feel like. And you won't be able to feel bad about losing your first batch of beans, because, you know, I think everybody does when they first use this roaster. Well, most do. Let me see how well this works with high bean. Oh, repat. Yeah, I just saw your message, repat. I will, yeah, I'll give you the lay of the land and see which, well, there's only 2 right now that I have available, so, and they're all ready to go. 3 now? Well, soon to 3. I gotta clean this up, and then this one can go out. But let's see. See how well this one works with high bean. That's good. Turn this back this way. Good. Good. I think it's just the controls now. There used to be like a little graph that you could do ROR and everything, but I feel like it's kind of just silly to have a ROR graph here so small. But let's hook up high beam. Nice. Looks like it's playing just right. All right. Okay. Well, that's it for this one. So I gotta go eat breakfast and get ready to see my next patient. So if you tuned in for this long, thanks. I'll rename this like fanfics or something. And then I did a drum one last night, so I got two different issues that you can fix. But if you have any questions, concerns, or wanting a V1, one of these V1s, let me know. Just DM me on Discord or Facebook if you know who I am on there. You probably know because I admin that too. But yeah, let me know. Help me get these out of my garage. I'm mostly just keeping the broken ones so I could take the parts out and then like hand them out to people who need them if they don't want to pay full price at AliExpress or they need it now for some reason. But yeah, just keeping a little small parts inventory because I still have like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 of these I still have to go through. But I got at least 1, 2, 3. I actually might put up the variable mod, drum mod one up too for sale. We'll see if anybody's interested in that one. It will have the pretty much the drum that you can control to like 50 RPM. So if you're interested in that one, let me know. I'm ordering a few more motors to be sent to me and to get those installed. So anyways, I gotta go. Thanks for joining in. I'll talk to y'all later, and also be here for Thursday morning stream. Actually, tomorrow I got a stream with a roaster about his Skywalker, a big time roaster. So it'll be interesting to see what he thinks about it so far. All right. Anyways, thanks.